Delta Airlines CEO says despite a recent string of plane crashes and emergencies, including Monday's crash landing in Toronto, air travel is still the safest form of transportation. All 80 people made it off the plane alive, most of them unhurt, even after it burst into flames and flipped upside down. In an exclusive interview with CBS Mornings, Delta CEO Ed Bastian credited the team on board and said people should remain confident in flying.
The reality is that safety is embedded into our system. Air travel in the United States is the safest form of transportation and travel there is, period. And it's because we train for events like this.
CBS News correspondent Tom Hanson has been following this for us from Toronto. Tom, what's the latest on the investigation?
Hey there, Lindsay. Well, what we know at this moment is that at least 4 NTSB investigators are here on the ground. They are assisting the Canadian Transportation Safety Board in trying to identify exactly what went wrong, what led to this crash. That is still the million-dollar question that has yet to be answered. We heard from CEO of the airport here, Pearson Airport, Deborah Flint, yesterday. She was very tight-lipped. She said she didn't want to leave any of this up to speculation when it comes to what exactly caused the crash. But here's what we do know so far. We know that communications between the pilots and the airport tower were normal as the plane approached. We also know the weather conditions of the day of the crash. We know that there were those strong wind gusts, nearly 40 miles an hour. We know that visibility had dropped to about 6 miles for the pilots. So this wasn't exactly an easy landing for even the most experienced pilots. We also know that the pilots had a lot of experience. So those are the things that we do know. But still, we have not gotten an answer as to what caused this. Was it a mechanical failure? Was it something else that has yet to be seen? The other thing that I want to update, as of this morning, 20 of the 21 injured passengers initially transported to local hospitals have been released. So we are hearing from some of them. One who we spoke to yesterday said that he had been reached out to by Delta. We have not heard what exactly that call went like, but that was last night after he got home back to his family. But really now the focus turns to removing this fuselage from the tarmac and getting the key findings of the investigation, Lindsay.
I got to be quick with you, Tom. How confident are Americans feeling right now about air travel?
They are certainly on edge, and who could fault them? It seems like there have been a lot of cataclysmic events in the sky as of recently. But I just want to walk you through a couple of polling numbers. Americans' belief in the safety of air travel has gone from 71% to 64% over the last year. The second one shows 20% believe flying is somewhat or very unsafe. Now, I want to echo what all of the experts are saying in aviation right now. Commercial flying is still hands down the safest mode of transportation out there, Lindsay.
Tom Hanson, thank you. I want to bring in Nick Costigan. He was a passenger on that Delta flight and joins us now from his home state of Minnesota. Nick, we are so glad that you're with us and that you're safe. Can you please take us through when you were landing in Toronto? Were there any warning signs? And just take us through what you experienced.
Yeah. Happy to be here, Lindsay. Happy to be here in general.
Yeah.
I will say I could definitely tell that it was going to be a rough landing as we came down. I mean, you could feel the wind gusts in the plane as we were approaching. I didn't have my phone in my hand. I had put it in my pocket because I was expecting us to bounce around, and the bounce never came. We just kept going down, and obviously, you can see the videos. We ended up on fire. We ended up sliding. So it was pretty scary.
And you all were finding yourselves upside down. I mean, what was it like knowing that you had to unclip and knowing that gravity was going to do its job?
I think I probably hung there longer than most. I was kind of waiting for my opportunity for there to be some space. And I guess I just tried to do a bit of a handstand and take the weight off the seatbelt as much as possible. And you just kind of had to let yourself fall. Then my next priority was helping my seatmate make sure that her seatbelt got off and so we could get her out of the plane as well.
Wow, heroic actions there, Nick. How do you think the crew handled all this, and how do you feel about getting on a plane again after this?
Well, I think the crew was amazing. I mean, I can't say enough good things. The flight attendants, when I think about it, they were so calm and professional. I mean, you could hear their voices like, get the doors open, leave your things. And it was so disorienting the flight attendant's voice was how I knew where to go. And so I was super thankful for her. And I got right back on a plane and flew home. So that came with a little bit of nerves. It came with some heavy heartbeats when we were kind of on our final approach. But yeah, I have already flown again to get back home. So I don't think I'm going to let that slow me down.
When you see these images of the plane upside down, and when you got off the plane and you took a look behind you, were you amazed and wondering how it was that you managed to get out unscathed?
Yeah, definitely. I think initially I was very worried about other people. I didn't see any obvious injuries until I kind of was a ways away from the plane. Everybody was huddling behind a fire truck that they had pulled up to break the wind. And fairly soon after that, the firefighters started doing a count, and that's how we found out that everyone had made it. So that was good.
I just got chills. Nick Costigan, thank you for your time. So happy that you're okay, and yeah, that you made it home, back to your home state safely. Thank you.
Yes, me too. Thank you very much.
Take care.